Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin, Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a pretty small week, but as always, lots of great things to talk about. Going to start with the Marvel guys. Been saying it's a great time to be an X-Men fan. This is Uncanny X-Men number 12. Great to see the original X title back at the top of comics. There's two of the all-time great X-Men right there on the cover. This is the second part of the next arc. You're going to want to grab number 11. This week's number 12. If you're just jumping in, you can grab the Black Cat pack of 1 through 10. Like I say, good time to be an X-Men fan. Marvel's doing a lot of back to basics, yet breaking new ground kind of thing. And like I say, good time to jump in on that one. Or Age of Next Men, or Age of X-Man, Amazing Nightcrawler. It's your Age of X-Man book for the week. There's a few of these minis rolling out. This all rolls out of Uncanny number 10. Return of Wolverine, still wrapping up from well, all the stuff that was rolling out last year going on with this guy, like Wolverine, the Infinity Watch. Like I say, it's a great week to be an X fan. All 4 good books to jump in and get to know your X characters again. Or Hulkverines, a brand new mix of Hulk and Wolverine. There's the 3 of them duking it out Marvel style. All kinds of fun stuff. Avengers, my favorite Marvel book. And Avengers No Road Home gives you a double dose of the A-Team this week. This No Road Home thing is weekly, so if you weren't around last week, you're going to want to grab that number 1, grab this number 2. You can grab the trade paperback for No Surrender, the previous 12-issue weekly that they did. This is Mark Waid and a whole bunch of other great creators. Lots of fun stuff. Good time to be an Avengers fan, too. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Miles Morales Spider-Man, and Venom are your web-related characters for the week. These Venom books sell out each and every issue, and so I hope this one's already on your list, or I hope you're already in line at your favorite shop, because these go fast. Guardians of the Galaxy, with the latest and greatest Marvel movie star right there on the cover, and Black Order, with the return of Nova, and Old Man Quill, our 3 Guardians of the Galaxy books this week. Always a good time to be a Guardians fan. Getting ready for the new Captain Marvel movie. Doctor Strange, Black Widow in her new title, and the Unstoppable Wasp round out your Marvel stuff for the week, except for love romances. Marvel's been doing a series of one-shots that harken back to their long history of stuff besides the superhero stuff. Marvel has a rich history of romance comics and westerns and sci-fi. So pick up this one, pick up that Gunhawks book, the War is Hell book, some of these other Marvel one-shots that they've done. There's great stories, great art, but quite frankly, the best part about these series are the one-page history of Marvel stories in the back. Like I say, they've got a really, really long, great history of romance comics, so that's what I'm looking forward to picking up. Great week for the DC guys, especially small week, but this is Batman number 65. This is the biggest, hottest book in comics. You know, we talk about it all the time in this video, on the podcast, around the shop. This is part 3 of The Price. You're going to want to grab Batman 64 and last week's Flash 64, which are probably already on your list or in your box, but if for some reason you've been holding out, been saying that the first Batman Flash Rebirth crossover had a lot to do with Doomsday Clock. This one has a lot to do with Heroes in Crisis. So if you're following the mass DC continuity these days, those are a couple of books you're definitely going to want on your list. Catwoman is another book you definitely want on your list. I've really enjoyed this title from the very beginning. It's great to see her back in her own book. Definitely a character that carries her own title. This one has a really cool angle, so grab the first issue or just commit and grab all 8 of them because you won't regret it. That's a lot of fun. Nightwing 57 is my pick of the week. You can read more about this in the newsletter. Been a big fan of Nightwing from the very beginning. This one has the Joker's daughter. I would totally expect this book to sell out. So get to your shop early and pick up a copy of this because, well, everything with Joker's daughter is usually pretty darn awesome. And like I say, Nightwing is really one of the best books DC's doing these days. Along with Justice League, This and Batman are probably two of the hottest books in comics right now. If for some reason you haven't been reading Justice League, you're missing out on maybe one of the best incarnations of the team that they've done in a long, long time. It's cool Brainiac Luthor cover. What's better than Brainiac and Luthor? Great stuff. Teen Titans is your other team book for the week, because you guys can't get enough of Damian. And Aquaman. Another title I've really been pushing you guys to read. Since the movie, of course, this book's got a lot of attention, and it deserves it. Great stories, great art. If you're not following Aquaman, this is a good issue to jump in on. Damage is your New Age of Heroes book. Talk about these every week. This one and Terrifics and a lot of the other New Age of Heroes stuff. DC is just knocking it out of the park with the classics, with their new books, like with whole new lines like the Wonder Comics thing. You probably picked up Wonder Twins last week. This is Naomi #2. Maybe you missed the first one because it sold out so darn fast. Yes, Bendis is just totally conquering DC right now with the super books, with his Jinx line, with the Wonder Comics line. Great stuff. And don't forget about Vertigo. High Level is a first issue of Vertigo title. Always encouraging you guys to check out new Vertigo books like American Carnage. And Lucifer is your Sandman Universe Vertigo book of the week. There's a lot of that going on these days too. You know we love us some Neil Gaiman around here. It's a great week for all the other guys too. Terminator, The Sector War is your Dark Horse book of the week. Don't get a chance to talk about Terminator too much, but much like Alien and Predator, this is a licensed property that Dark Horse has kept on the map for 20 or 30 years. They've always done a great job with this one. If you can get your hands on RoboCop versus the Terminator, it's really one of the best books Dark Horse has ever done. Everybody loves the Terminator. And what a great week for the Image guys. This is Sharky the Bounty Hunter. This is a first issue of yet another Mark Millar book. You guys can't get enough of this guy with Prodigy and Magic Order and all the other great things that he does. This is your first issue. Gotta have it Image book of the week. You guys love those Image first issues. You love those Mark Millar first issues. So again, I hope this is already on your list, or I hope you're in line at your shop, because that one's going to go fast. 7 to Eternity. East of West, one of my favorite Image books. And Monstrous are three of some of Image's biggest and best books. This Monstrous is an Eisner Award winner. Beautiful art, incredible stories. Pick up those trade paperbacks or grab the first issue $1 reprint of any of these books and see what we're always talking about with some of the great stuff that Image does. And a great week for Dynamite too. Dynamite really is one of my favorite publishers. Why? Because they do the Lone Ranger, who's one of my all-time favorite characters. Next to Dark Horse, Dynamite does the best job with the licensed property stuff. It's totally vintage, totally classic, totally everything you remember about that particular character, but also kind of cool and modern and everything that you love about current comics too. Really encourage you to jump in on this Lone Ranger stuff, because what's cooler than Westerns? I'll tell you what's cooler. Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. A little bit Western, a little bit sci-fi, a little bit all kinds of things here in Turok. Yes, this was, boy, Turok's been in comics for well over 50 years. He goes back to Gold Key, to original Valiant, now he's on Dynamite. Love me some Turok. Like I say, Dynamite's one of my favorite publishers. The GoBots is your IDW book of the week. Quite honestly, I can't believe how popular this book is. I've been selling out of every issue and reordering every issue. I know you guys love Transformers. I did not know how much you love them GoBots. So there's your new number 4. If for some reason you've missed out on the other 3, we just might have them in stock if you get here fast. And Exo Manowar is my Valiant book of the week. Love me some Exo Manowar. Always encouraging you guys to go to the Valiant website, check out all the different cool stuff that they do, like this one, like Shadow Man. They have a whole bunch of cool titles. Been an Exo fan from, back in the 90s. That's great stuff. And a good week for the all-ages stuff, too. Always encouraging you guys to have an all-ages book on your list, like Casper's Ghostland. Nothing more classic than Casper the Friendly Ghost. Great to see him back in comics. Or Rainbow Bright. You know you love some Rainbow Bright. Or Scooby-Doo, Where Are Ya? Nothing more classic than some vintage Scooby-Doo. There's this one, there's Scooby-Doo Team Up, there's Scooby Apocalypse for some of the older readers. Much like Turok, Scooby-Doo has been world famous for about 50 years. Great stuff. And Star Wars Adventures. rounds out the list for the week, because this one's got Jar Jar Binks, and deep down in that place in your heart, you love Jar Jar Binks, and you've been waiting for this issue. You know it. I love Star Wars Adventures. IDW does a whole range of Marvel and Star Wars stuff for the all ages readers, so check out that one. Spider-Man, Avengers, Black Panther. Lots of great books, so check those shipping lists, get down to your shop, pick up something super awesome. That's all we got for you for this week. You can find us at black-cat-comics.com and check out the especially cool Shopify store. You can find us on Facebook, find us on YouTube. You can check out the podcast at soundcloud.com, or get on down here to the good old brick and mortar in Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.